神羅転生
Yo, what is going on everyone? It is the Mist again and welcome back to a new video on the channel today. So episode 46 just came out. I believe it was episode 46 and maybe episode 45, but whatever. So it just came out and it was a pretty solid episode. It wasn't an incredible episode. It definitely wasn't on the same level as like last week in my opinion. I'd say it was just a solid average episode that just furthered the plot line of this arc. It essentially just carried on the story, and this is the thing that I respect about this specific arc, is that it is actually telling a story instead of just being full out action. Yeah, it is actually giving us a solid story, and it is actually giving us a look at these characters, a look at decision making, what it means to be a shinobi, and instead of just outright fighting, it's actually giving us a story. And that's what I really like that about this arc, and I think that the way they're doing it is in a very good way. And people that complain about the pacing kind of just need to realize that the Boruto series is obviously different to Naruto, and the fact that it actually is trying to tell a story and it doesn't need to implement action every second, because they aren't at that stage where that needs to happen yet, because they're still in the early days and there's no massive threat, so they can just tell a story at the moment, and that's what I'm respecting. And this episode did just that. It just furthered the story by telling us more about these characters and telling us about the Byakuya gang's plan. So essentially, the episode starts off with Shikadai. It essentially starts off where it left off last week, with Shikadai, you know, yelling out to Ryogi, and then Inojin and Chocho come, and they're like, what are you doing out here? And that's essentially where it starts. But where it actually, the episode really starts when the Genin minus Team 5 are at the police station talking to the, you know, what's his face, Kotaro, the leader of the, I think his name is Kotaro, the leader of the Leaf police force, and he is essentially telling them, you know, we've got all these protesters, I need all you Genin to essentially try to divert them, try to, I don't know, handle them, keep it calm, but remember they are just normal civilians, so don't go too hard on them. And now I respect this because it isn't an insane job, it definitely is something that Genin should be doing. I don't think anyone can complain about that, so yeah, that was quite cool to see. And another interesting thing is the fact that I'm pretty sure that Hanabi is actually Team 15's leader, you know, Sumire, Wasabi, and Namida. I'm pretty sure that it's established in this episode that Hanabi is actually their team, their Jonin leader, because she was standing right in front of them, like next to them, and so were the other like Jonin next to their teams. So that means that Hanabi is now a Jonin, and she's the leader of Team 15, which is actually very interesting. But back to the story. So the Genin are assigned special positions in order to look out for the Byakuya gang, but actually Shikadai realizes that the way that the protesters are like formatted, I mean, well, placed, like assembled, kinda resembles the games of shogi that him and Ryogi had. And now this is important because you know, Shikadai realized something about, you know, Ryogi said something about, you know, Shikadai always falling for his decoy, and that made Shikadai realize, oh my god, this isn't, they aren't trying to get to the Kaminaron company building, they're actually trying to get to the Katasuke's ninja weaponry lab. So he instantly started running to Katasuke's lab. Boruto found out and followed, same with Inojin and Chocho. And essentially by the time they get there, the Byakuya gang has already robbed Katasuke of everything valuable, well, the most valuable thing, which was a kind of like a storage device that contained data on every single ninjutsu, every single Kikai Genkai, and all that type of stuff, all in one scroll, and that would be very, very valuable in the world of a ninja. That is extremely valuable, and they managed to steal that, so that's going to be the retrieval thing that we're looking forwards to in like the next couple episodes. That's the thing that they'll be trying to get back. But back to the point, they steal this, and then they continue to chase after the Byakuya gang because Katasuke actually placed a tracking insect on Gekko, the leader. So that was cool to see, because, Katasuke hasn't had that much of a big role, but they are using him to further the plot, so that is awesome to see, because, we are leading into the tuning exams, and he is obviously a major player in there, and obviously we've just found out that he is a major player in I'm not going to spoil anything if you're an anime only viewer, but he's pretty important to the plot at this stage. That's all I'll say, because of a certain group, but that's all I'm going to say. So it's awesome that they are implementing him. One thing that triggered me in this episode was the fact that we saw Iwabe and Metal Lee in the hospital room, and I am just so triggered that, the writers have purposely, put Team 5 to the sideline for some reason, and it really angers me. I'm like kind of triggered. I was like a little bit like, damn, please Iwabe, please just break out of this. Just leave and go fight, please. I want to see you fight. Please just go fight, Iwabe, please. And I was just hoping onto that hope, but he doesn't. And essentially he's like, damn it, this is such a big mission. Even the Jonin are involved. Damn it, why do we have to be kept up here? And, this all leads back to his own, arrogance from when he essentially chased after the Byakuya gang a couple episodes ago. Iwabe should be involved in this, and it kind of just sucks that he isn't. Same with Metal Lee and Denki, but, Metal is injured, so Team 5 has to be sidelined. But I just wonder why they have done this. To me, it looks like it's for character development, because the way that they focused on Iwabe in his short time on screen, and the fact that they even showed us Iwabe in this episode, it definitely seems like it's for character furtherment and development. So that's just a small thing I had not trouble with, but I was just a little bit fanboy cry about, But anyways, back to the episode. So Boruto, Shikadai, and the rest of Team 10 managed to find Ryogi and Gekko, the Byakuya gang, and they go into combat. And this is where, essentially, I guess you could say the action portion of the episode comes in. It's not really action though. So Inojin and Chocho decide to take on essentially the entire group of the Byakuya gang that were following Ryogi and Gekko, and then Gekko and Ryogi run off onto a train, and so Inojin and Chocho fight them, whilst Boruto and Shikadai chase after Ryogi and Gekko. And wow, this is kind of interesting, because Chocho and Inojin managed to take out so many members of the Byakuya gang, which is awesome. I'm glad to see that. That's cool to see. But then Shikamaru actually appears, and that was cool to see him. But also in this episode, we find out that the seal that Gekko has on his arm, and which we've seen some civilians have in the past 2 episodes also, is actually a seal which you can use in order to cast Genjutsu on somebody. So that was very interesting to see. Now, there were some theories recently about that being connected to the Kara organization or something along those lines, but I'm not too sure now, because it just seems as if it is used as some type of Genjutsu form, as a seal through Genjutsu, but maybe there's more to it, and we'll find out in the next couple episodes, but who knows. But that was a big reveal. So essentially, the Byakuya gang is just really dirty. They place Genjutsu under the civilians in order for them to carry out their tasks. So, the Byakuya gang is a very dirty group, and I'm starting to really understand that Gekko, he isn't doing this in order to help the people. It is very obvious that he has got some type of secret, alternative motive, and, Ryogi himself is starting to notice this. And this can be seen later in the episode when Ryogi actually questions Gekko, saying, this is going to be used to help people, right? And then Gekko actually has a hint of anger on his face because he's getting sick of Ryogi asking him this question. He's like, yeah, of course it is. This power shouldn't be used for one person, it should be used for everyone. This is for the justice of the people, blah blah. But obviously we know that he has an alternative motive and that he's up to no good. But getting on to the climax of the episode, I don't know how to feel about this because essentially they are on a train. Ryogi, Gekko, Shikadai, and Boruto are on a train in the next episode. And from the preview, it seems as if there's going to be a lot of talking, and there was literally no action, barely any action I should say, to be seen in the preview. So this is troubling for me for a couple reasons. Firstly, if you're going to have a fight, why on earth would a ninjutsu fight, a fight between ninja who literally use chakra, be on a train in a small carriage? And secondly, if it's in a small confined area where you can't fight, then I can't see this ending without talk no jutsu. This is going to end with talk no jutsu, and I'm really scared for those reasons. I do not want this arc to end with talk no jutsu. Perhaps it would be okay if so the one way they can make talk no jutsu justified in this situation is if obviously if Ryogi is talk no jutsu'd after maybe having a fight, but then they take out Gekko because Gekko is the bad guy, blah blah, take him out. That would be okay. But if they talk no jutsu Gekko as well, then I don't know what to say, and this is just going to be a massive letdown. But why on earth are we on a train anyways? This is a fight. Come on. This is a terrible place to have a fight, dude. On a damn train? Are you kidding me? That literally would suck if we have a fight on a train. Like, come on. But yeah, that's pretty much a bit of a fear I have for the next episode. But anyways guys, what did you guys think of this episode? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I'd love to hear your opinions. And yeah, just comment down below what you think. Anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out guys, see you later.